Do you want to know what frustrates me? Huh? Even if you don't, I'm gonna tell you anyway. Rude sales assistants. Oh my god, it just blows my mind. Like, how can someone in that line of work be rude? Let's just think about this realistically. Fragrances aren't cheap. So if you want someone to fork out, 50, 60, 70 quid for a fragrance, you need to act like their best fucking pal. Yes, that smells fantastic. Yes, I love it. No, take as long as you want. That's perfectly fine. Can I sniff this? Yes, no problem. That's part of life. That's retail. I work in retail. I work in click and collect in a department store, and I put up all sorts of bullshit, but it doesn't bother me, it bounces off me because that's just part of the job, So, yeah, like, if someone's coming in, like Fahrenheit Parfum, for example, right? 73 quid that sent me back, right? It's not cheap at all. But, like, it's the same Dior boutique I go to, and the people there are always quite nice. And, like, don't rush you, just say, listen, I sniff this, yeah, take as long as you want, no problem. Like, pardon me, I didn't feel like an idiot buying it. And I was like, you know what, it's a bit expensive, but I enjoyed it. So, here's the funny thing, right? Right next to Dior is Yves Saint Laurent. And I went to the Yves Saint Laurent boutique, right, to get La Nuit de l'Homme, and the woman that served me was lovely. She was really, really nice about it. Try this, try that, take as long as you want. It wasn't nasty in any way. So then, recently, right, well, I say recently, it was a few months ago, just about, I think it must be March, April, I can't remember. But yeah, it was a couple of months back, and I went in there, and there was a different Yves Saint Laurent assistant, and there was the same woman that was there, right? So this other woman was in the back doing something, and I was just asking to sniff some stuff. Now, I asked to sniff I wanted to sniff L'Homme Libre, and I think it was the Parfum version of La Nuit de l'Homme, and my god, you'd have thought I'd asked her to climb Mount Everest to get the sample for me. Jesus, she was so rude, she was like, yes, well, and like I asked to sniff, opium, the female one, because I never sniffed it, and she was like, yeah, well, it is a women's scent, but, I was just like, what the fuck is your attitude? Like, she didn't like me one bit. Like, yeah, like, I was talking to our sales assistant as well, oh, good to see you again, it's just, just having a chat, and then she just, like, pulled out these 3 testers, and was, like, handed to me, like, oh, what are these? And she's like, I'm not telling you. So I was like, okay, like, she was treating me like I was an idiot, so I was like, that's Rive Gauche, that's YSL Pour Homme, and that's, oh yeah, that's Jazz. And she was like, they're really nice, aren't they? I'm like, yeah, you're acting nice now because I just made you look like a fucking cunt. Yeah, you try to show me up, and as I'm walking out, I goes, I like this, it smells similar to, Jaipur from Boucheron. And she was like, that's nice too. It's like, yeah, when you mention the magic words like Boucheron, harder to find brands, they kind of think, oh wait, this guy knows what he's talking about, I better not act like a fucking idiot. Like, I'm serious. It's rare when it's happened to me. It's not happened that much. But God, the times it has happened, it's just fucking made me feel like a dick. I've walked out of that store wanting to punch that person in the fucking face. I'm amazed I've not been hauled out by security for fucking assaulting someone. Honestly, like, what was one I remember was ages back, was I went to it was Chanel, and it wasn't here, it was in Fraser's, and it was like, wasn't the one I know, it was in House of Fraser, I remember, and like, the woman was just dead snappy. She was just like, yes, yeah, well, just like, try to get me out of the like, what the fuck? What was that all about? I've got the potential to buy something. So why are you snapping at me? You should be fucking, ass licking to me because I'm the fucking customer. Now, I'm not saying I want you to, I'm just asking you to be fucking decent. I'm spending my money, I deserve some fucking respect. Christ, honestly, like, how do these people get fucking employed? It just blows my fucking mind. Like, honestly, it's like, come on, why would you even act like that? It's the one fucking department you shouldn't. You're all dolled up, all the fancy suit on, they're really strict on image, but they're secretly not too strict on their fucking personality. I'll give you another example in that same store. I remember when I was on one of the fragrance groups, and someone had posted about Dior Homme Eau coming out, and Fahrenheit Parfum, and how they had it in the US, and it hadn't quite arrived over here in the UK. So I decided to go and ask one of the sales assistants, right, at that House of Fraser's. Now, the problem was, I tried to ask at my local Dior, but the woman was away at the time, so I just went to Fraser's, because I was going up to my pub for a couple of drinks, and it's just up the same street, on the same sort of area, and you walk up. So, I went in there, and honestly, you'd have thought I'd like slapped her the minute I saw her. Also, you'd have thought I'd called her a name or something, said something really bad. The minute I said Fahrenheit Parfum, she was like, I've not heard of it. Yeah, I think I'm getting confused with the original. I was like, no, it was a friend of mine in the US actually told me about it. I was just curious if, like, you know anything about it, if we're getting, if there's any samples coming soon. No, I don't think we have. I don't think your friend's correct, blah, 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 and all that stuff. Like, what? I think you're getting confused with the original, Like, what the fuck? Like, she just said, another way to handle it would be, I've never heard that before. I'm not too sure. I've not heard that. We do have the original Fahrenheit, if you've sniffed that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a totally different way to handle it and still getting the message across. I've not heard of it. Perhaps you mean this. So she wasn't calling me dumb. She was being sort of like subtle about it. You know what I mean? I've not heard of it. No, but you know, here. But she was just being a total bitch. There was no need for it. She's totally snapping at me. I mean, I made the mistake of asking a video, we only have the ohm, and she was like, yeah, and like, to even me, if like, grabbed these testers and sprayed it on them, right now, I've got no problem. So you just went, yeah, like, I'll just let you sniff these since you're here, because these are the ones we do have. No problem. That'd be cool. But she just like was getting all aggressive. It wasn't like, here, sniff these and see if you like them. It was like, here, sniff these to prove you're wrong. Like, yeah, that's this and that's this. Like, 64 quid odd, something like that, a bottle. You're not really selling it to me, love. Really, drop the fucking attitude. If I've got 80 quid in my pocket, and that's enough money to buy a fragrance and then go for a couple of drinks, let's be quite honest. If you're treating me like garbage, am I going to fucking spend any money or any of my time in there? No way. And it's like high-end department stores. Like, I'd expect that sort of attitude in, like, you know, a drugstore, where it's not their speciality, they just happen to sell fragrances, and I'm like, have you got this? And they're like, nah. See, it's still irritating, but I'm not too bothered. Like, there's a shop I go to as well. It's a bit cheaper. It sells some designer stuff, your 1 million, but it sells a lot of discontinued stuff. Like, it had vintage body Kuros at one point, which I'm planning to buy soon. It only came in 50 mils, but 25 quid a bottle it was. And it's a vintage one with the original. I've sniffed it, and it performs better than the new one. It's the real deal. So, and they sell like Hugo Boss #1 and a few other stuff. You know, it's pretty good. But the staff in there just can't be bothered. But, you know, it's a sort of cheaper shop, you know. It's a bit more run down looking. It's not the best shop in the world, you know. You know, but I'm not, like, it affects me more in these places high end because they're more strict about it, you know. They like, it's like they're employed by Chanel and stuff, you know, and they happen to, they're really strict about it. And that store, that other store is telling me about it. There's times I've been in there, I try this and I'm just like, yeah, no problem, like the cat board. And it has annoyed me a little bit. But I'm not going in there and I'm not paying full prices. I buy a bottle for like 50 quid max or something like that. It's pretty cheap. They don't sell anything too expensive, so I'm not really that bothered. It's just when you go in and they're all, yeah, it's like, why are you treating me like I'm dumb? I went into one of the Ghislaine boutiques one time, right? And literally, I was in there and I was just asking about some of the fragrances. Like, I was asking if they had, like, eau de parfum versions of them, because I know you see them online. I was like, you got this eau de parfum? She's like, you know, you really know your stuff. I was like, oh, thanks. She's like, yeah, I think you can't get it. We don't sell it in here. It's always sold out, blah, blah, and stuff like that. She was totally nice. She had no qualms with me at all. She was like, yeah, you really know your stuff. You really like your fragrances. She was really nice, you know? It was just like, you know, why can't everyone be like that? Is there any read? Like, I would have happily bought something there just because, you know, I actually felt at home. I was like, this is, you know, I would have bought something. If someone's treating me like garbage, I'll fuck off to another shop. I'm not putting up with that shit and spending my money and getting them commission. They can brag about how they treated someone like garbage and still made fucking cash off it. Never gonna happen. Sorry. No fucking way. Honestly, it's not my fault you're a fucking idiot and your husband just divorced you, but leave that shit at the door. Don't take it to the workplace and take it out in the customers. That's not fucking, I wouldn't do that shit. You know, I like to think we've got a sort of rapport going on, like me and my viewers. You know, like I remember someone was watching my videos, all my friends in college, was like, you know, Lex, you could sell water to a fisherman. You know? And I'm not trying to big myself up, but that wouldn't surprise me. Because I'm fucking nice in my videos. I know I'm swearing my ass off and I go, oh, but this is bullshit, fuck this and fuck that. But that's just part of my thing, you know? It's just my thing. Robert De Niro swears, he's still cool as shit. So yeah, I'm not comparing myself to Robert De Niro because I haven't slicked my hair back and I haven't got my gold chain anymore. But anyway, you know, what you gotta do? So yeah, that fucking sales assistants with attitude shit, that needs to fucking stop. That pisses me right off. Anyhow guys, thank you for watching. I'm Lex and I'm frustrated.